Tua Tagovailoa met with reporters on Wednesday morning. I saw this just before I came down here, talking about Tyreek Hill and how the relationship between Hill and Tua and Hill and the team is still a work in progress. And I credit Tua for saying it out loud, because anybody with any common sense that has paid attention to the Dolphins for the past 9-10 months, you look at it and you're like, this guy doesn't want to be there. He says after the regular season finale, I'm done, I'm out. And then out of the blue, Super Bowl week, he goes to New Orleans and does this world apology tour. He was on PFT Live, wallowing in shame. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. You know, you still got to win the trust back of your teammates. And when you think about that vulnerable moment, your season's over, you've lost, your expectations, your hopes, your aspirations are dashed. And one of your teammates, one of your leaders, guy with a C on his jersey, is saying, I want out. You're going to forget that just because the guy all of a sudden realizes it's probably not in my interest to be acting that way? Has he really changed? Has he really changed, or is he just saying what he has to say to get back in the good graces of the team and the fans and the teammates? And I think of all of the parties involved, between the team, the fans, and the teammates, the most discerning are the teammates, because they're the ones who have to line up with the player. Do they really trust this guy? And, you know, if a game's going poorly, what's he going to say afterward? If the ball's not coming his way, when's he going to be acting like a jerk on the sidelines? Is he really different? And I think with Tyreek Hill, there's a lot of stuff behind the curtain that goes on. Like the Chiefs dealt with a lot of stuff quietly. I suspect that if we had the cameras and microphones on all the time, there'd be a lot of Tyreek Hill chirping and complaining and boasting. And, you know, we're all human. There's only so much of that stuff we can deal with. We all have coworkers that we would like to strangle because they won't shut the hell up. They say things that are stupid or egocentric, or like, come on, man, have some self-awareness. Don't be a jerk all the time. And Tyreek Hill, can he prove to his teammates that he really has changed? So it is a work in progress. I credit Tua for saying it. And they got enough to worry about this season. I don't know how talented they are. I would pick them fourth in the division. If they don't make the playoffs this year, there could be some massive changes come 2026 for the Miami Dolphins. But so much of what they're able to do is going to hinge on Tyreek Hill properly turning the page, properly winning back the trust of his teammates, and it's not going to be an easy thing to do. He almost has to prove it through adversity, not through success. You come out week one, have 150 yards and a touchdown, everything's great. When you have that game where you get 2 targets, where you're shut down, where you think you're open and he's not throwing it to you, his reaction to those games will be the truest test of whether or not he's truly changed. And I'd like to think that, for the most part, people are fully formed by the time they get to their 30s when it comes to, you know, but hey, prove me wrong. Tyreek, prove us all wrong. Prove Tua wrong. Win their trust. Undergo a late NFL career epiphany, and the team will be better off for it if it happens.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.